Looking to improve your fitness business while keeping your bottom line in good shape? Let the Gym Administrator help you achieve those goals. With their powerful team of fitness industry professionals at the ready, the Gym Administrator covers a wide range of industry-related products and services that will help you build your business and increase profits. The Gym Administrator works with reliable industry suppliers and vendors that place a heavy emphasis on service, just the way you remember it. Give them a call at 914-494-1066 or visit them on the web at thegymadministrator.com as well as all social media platforms. The Gym Administrator, all your fitness needs under one roof. Scan the barcode at the bottom of the screen to get started today.
The Monty and the Pharaoh Show is brought to you by...
Because wine is your second favorite four-letter word. California wine, New York attitude. Good fucking wine.
Yeah.
Cancel culture in pro wrestling. So recently, controversy surrounds... RJ asked me to try it as Paul Bearer. This is going to be terrible, but I'll do a little short spin. Controversy surrounds Tiffany Stratton. Okay, that's it.
What was that supposed to be?
That was supposed to be Paul Bearer.
Oh.
After racist incident involving Jade Cargill, Tiffany Stratton, a recent addition to the SmackDown roster, was embroiled in a storm controversy. We all know the deal, and we're going to play the video, and let's just discuss it. Was there a sound with that? Anyway. So she called Jade Cargill a black bitch. Right? She didn't even say bitch. I think she said black bee. Okay? First of all, Jade Cargill had to know. Like, to look like Jade Cargill or Bianca Belair. It's part of a role. What do you think,
right.
Jimmy?
All right. Well, you know what? I'm going to, as usual, I'm going to go deeper about this. You know, the people that scream about now, what, like, is all of a sudden Stratton in trouble for this?
Well, by the way, supposedly, I can't confirm, but I was reading before the show that the Belair Stratton match for SmackDown Friday has now been taken off the card.
It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Listen. People who think that they're freedom fighters by silencing people or whatever. Look, she didn't use derogatory terms, and her skin color is black.
Hold on,
like
but hold on. Maria Davis says she called her a black bitch. That isn't going to fly with everyone. But here's my question: They're wrestling, fake wrestling,
right?
Tiffany Stratton's supposed to be this snobby white girl, right?
Right.
You know, again, I think it's wrestling. Come on.
Here's my deal with that, okay? And I really hope I don't offend anybody here, but I'm just going to tell it like I absorb it, all right? I have had a problem for the longest time with rap artists using the N-word. They use it all the time. I think it's incredibly, incredibly insensitive and disrespectful towards those who can't speak for themselves, the ones that were enslaved back in the 1800s. Okay, I have a huge problem with that. All right, I think it's wrong to do, but I've been told it's a badge of honor or something like that, and that who knows why they insist on using that word? To me, it's a terrible, terrible word. It's right up there with anything Hitler tried to do to the Jewish people. Okay, it's not good. All right, so calling somebody when you're describing somebody's skin color, and you're not using a derogatory N-word term, I don't find that to be like, oh, my God. Now, I do understand what Maria said, and I agree with her. I'm sure it doesn't fly with some people. But when you go deeper and you see millions of records being sold by black artists. Now, I just said black artists. Is that derogatory? No. All right? But when you see them constantly dropping the N-bomb, I find that incredibly disrespectful and insensitive towards those who truly suffered through that word, So to me, it's like stop it, society.
Well, let me
Really
ask
stop
you
it.
let me ask you this, okay? By the way, Jay Will says, Farrow, I agree with you. I don't use the N-word, and I don't get on blacks at the gym about using it. You should not get mad if Dick Murdoch uses the word if that's the case. Here's a question. This is my belief. Don't you think Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair should make a statement saying, give it a break?
Well, that's up to them, and let me tell you, it's very difficult for anybody to stand up for what they feel is, too much, especially if the popular opinion is that's too much. Everybody, it's not, it takes a special person to go, you know what? This is bullshit. Take a little bit off the fastball and slow the fuck down.
But that's what I'm saying. They could squash this whole thing by saying, guys,
right.
This is a show.
Right.
Take a break.
Right. I think that they could, but again, like I said, it takes a listen.
Is there a possibility that Bianca Belair and now, by the way, Bianca Belair, when Tiffany put it on X, Bianca Belair put laughing emojis up. Okay.
Right.
But is there a possibility that Jade and Bianca aren't happy with it, or maybe after they thought about it became unhappy with it because they are? Listen. Let's be fair. I'm a huge Bianca Belair fan. You know that, right?
Okay.
And
yeah, I do.
I'm kind of digging Jade. And they are kind of representing the, African-American young women that are coming up in this country.
And they're doing a great job of it.
Absolutely.
Of course
So
they
do
are.
you think now they're thinking back on it going, well, nah, I'm not okay with it?
You know what? Like I said, it takes a lot of guts to be able to put your arm around somebody and calm everybody the hell down and put things into proper perspective. And let me just get to this quick. When Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier, there were a bunch of asshole white racists calling him every name in the book, and especially the N-word. And what happened? One white guy with a lot of balls, a lot of guts, named Pee Wee Reese, the captain of the Brooklyn Dodgers, walked over to Jackie in front of thousands of people, in front of the other team, in front of his team, and put his arm around Jackie because he knew Jackie, number one, was a good man. Number two, was in an uphill battle that he wanted to let him know, I got your back. You belong here. You deserve to be here, and I'm with you. Okay? Now, this is a way different, for God's sakes, what are we talking about? The fact that we have to even
I don't want to interrupt you on this, but I do have a question. So Maria Davis writes, Triple H and Shawn Michaels need to check their writers. They're going to have a lot of big backlash because of this. So, Maria, as being a proud black woman, I'd ask you to please say in the chat, how do you feel about the situation? Maybe this is a perfect example of, we think it's maybe not a big deal. Maybe Maria does. So, Maria, if you could put in the chat how you actually feel about it, I'll read
Mike,
it.
I'm actually a little confused that, right away there were laughing emojis. What from Bianca, you're saying?
From Bianca, yes.
Right. Which means that, hey, we're friends, and I find this funny.
Right, but
So,
I think originally none of them were, it was okay. But now, with this little bit of, because people are getting upset, is there a point that Jade and Bianca are like, you know what?
Right.
I can't go along with this.
Right. You know what's really sad? Maria has a really good point, too. If Triple H and Shawn Michaels ever want to even bring back touches of the Attitude Era, it'll never happen. They're not going to let them. You're not going to let them. But there's going to be one scream after another.
Do you think,
the
Jade,
Attitude Era would not be allowed to exist.
Do you think Tiffany Stratton's career is in jeopardy right now?
God, I hope not. She's very, very, very good already at what she does. God, I hope not. That to me would be like what happened to Mel Phillips with that whole situation that we've covered in the past. I would hate to see somebody lose their job or have their, life love of wrestling destroyed. I would over this. Really?
By the way, Jay Will says Triple H blackface on The Rock would have been canceled today.
Right. Of course it would have. Well, Al Jolson made a career out of doing stuff like that, and he's canceled. Nobody even talks about him anymore. Look, what was once okay is not anymore.
Yeah,
That's all there is to it.
Here's the thing, Jimmy. Like, right? We're again. to be fair, we're looking at it from a different angle, right? We're two white males, so we're a male and
Right.
we're white, right? So,
Right.
you know, of all the demographics throughout the world, we're probably the most privileged, right? At least through society's eyes, right?
I listen. I have always had a blue collar life. I have always worked very, very hard for whatever little I could scrimp and get in my life. I don't believe that I'm anywhere near a prince or a king. So I don't understand the privilege stuff. I coming from me. All right. I don't understand it. I never once got a job because I'm oh, he's white, let's give him a job. I never felt that once. I had to beg and plead for almost anything I've ever gotten. And if it wasn't for my friends or my immediate family, I don't know if I'd get any help of any kind.
Well,
I
listen,
don't think I'm any different. I don't think I'm any different than anybody else out there.
Okay.
You know who's privileged? Someone who's born into a royal family.
Wait, I'm going
that's
to
privilege.
disagree with you that because here's the thing. The police, who
Yeah.
I respect immensely,
Right.
have had a very turbulent relationship with African Americans, right? As a
Right.
white male driving, you're not nearly as concerned as an African American.
I tell you what, Mike. Put about 7 feet of long hair on you and make it the 80s. Trust me, they're pulling you over.
Are you feeling?
All right.
Are you feeling like your life is in danger with long hair and being a white
I
guy?
did when I was in Texas in the middle of the night, and a 6'5", blonde-haired, blue-eyed deputy asked me, "Y'all miss your parents, boy?" So yeah, I did. I've been there. All right. And, I get it. As far as the demographics and the numbers, of course they're in more danger. Of course they are. I'm not ignorant. But I'll tell you what, it was never easy for me, even driving around hometown.
Maria chimed
think
in. I love Maria, First
Yeah.
Lady of Wrestling. I think it's a
There you go.
wrestling move to get attention of everyone because of the remark of Tiffany Stratton being
Right.
or showing racism. Now, what if Jade Cargill would have used a racist comment on her?
Right.
What do you think the backlash would have been if she would have called her a white bitch?
I got to be honest. I don't think it would have been that bad at all. I think it would have been swept under the carpet. That's what I think. What do you think?
I think you may be right.
Yeah, well, thank you for at least saying that, because I think that that's probably what would have happened.
I also think that it's like, again, this is a movie.
Doesn't make it right either way, by the way.
Again,
Doesn't make it right.
but I don't know. Again, it's hard for me to say that I feel like it's wrong, but who am I to say it was right or wrong? All
Right.
I'm
I
saying,
think
being
Maria-
a wrestling fan, if you're a Bianca Belair fan or a Jade Cargill fan, and especially if you're African American, man, that makes you hate Tiffany Stratton more, and that's why. That's the role she's playing.
Right. Look, wrestling is an act. It's a scripted television show. It's no different than The Sopranos, except that there's actual physical stuff that happens, all right? But Maria nailed it. They did this for attention. I believe that. I think we're all being worked. I really do. I think we're being worked because here we are sitting here talking about it. The chat's engaged in it. All wrestling fans, it's a topic. So I think Maria nailed it, quite honestly, But look, this is the world we live in now. It doesn't make it right, but this is the world we live in now.
I'll tell you, pro wrestling's got drama in it on a reg. You know what I'm saying?
Of course it does. Of course it does. Look, I mean, I thought it was hilarious when Booker T actually accidentally said the N-word. I thought it was wrong of Vince to say it. I'll say that. I'm like, Vince, what the fuck are you thinking? Walking up to John Cena and saying that. That was when Booker did it, it was organic and it wasn't pre-planned. And it was like, oh, crap, did I just say that? And everyone's laughing. Everyone's laughing because it wasn't meant to be, But when Vince said that, he must have known he was going to say that. You got to know your boundaries. You got to know that line. You know what I mean? Her calling Bianca Belair a black bitch, and then Bianca putting laughing emojis doesn't sound to me like
she called Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair, who's tag teaming with her.
Right.
So
it doesn't sound to me like reaction.
A little more cancel culture and trying to derail someone who's hot right now. Body cam footage of Liv Morgan's December 2023 arrest is now released. The body cam footage from Liv Morgan's December 2023 arrest has been released online. The former WWE Women's Champion was arrested December 2023 for possession of marijuana, not more than 20 grams, as well as possession of other drugs. She posted bail and reportedly had no heat with the WWE over the incident. Nearly
Right.
6 months later, the footage and incident has been released on the Law and Crime Network. We're going to play a quick little cut on that,
right.
video. Hope we don't get
Do me a
copyrighted.
favor, step out of the vehicle. Hellman, this way. Detain her, please. Not right now. I'll grab it for you in a second. Have you ever been arrested for failure
All right, you
to
could
appear?
cut it, Abe. I don't want to get a copyright on this since it belongs to someone else's shit.
Yeah, I wouldn't play games anyway with that sort of thing.
By the
So-
way, B40 says Liv Morgan, great hiney.
Okay. All right.
Thoughts on
Okay.
that, buddy?
What, her great hiney or the
On
whole...
releasing something
Right.
that is old hat by now. What are you gaining from that?
Well, you know what? First of all, I can't stand the internet, for that reason. That now you're going to release this stuff. The only reason you're releasing it is from malicious intent, and to draw attention to whoever released it, and to capitalize on someone else's misery. It's garbage. I haven't seen it, and I'm almost glad you didn't play it. No, I am glad you didn't play it
No, we
because
did.
I don't want to see it.
We did play it, but I kind of cut it off because I was like, eh.
Oh, you did? I didn't even see it come up on my screen. Sorry,
Well,
folks.
you'll see when
But-
you watch it. There wasn't much,
Okay.
man. They basically came out of the car and they put her in handcuffs, it looked like.
I mean, what is the point of all of that anyway? Where is the privacy in this damn country at this point? Why does this have to be public knowledge?
Again, the girl
Professional-
got busted for, like, marijuana. It's like, give it a break. It's like, again, bringing this attention with a conglomerate like the WWE has all these advertisers, right? And these advertisers are very touchy. All you're going to do is screw this girl's career up, just like Stratton. I mean, if this is what you're trying to accomplish, you're going to accomplish it.
Right. Well, let's hope that's not the case because, Liv Morgan is, on top of her game right now and in the main event picture and could very well be champion again. And I hate to see it. It's just there's so much blah, blah. I can't stand all the blah, blah and the smearing of people. And, you ask for it, that's one thing. Okay. But what she did, I personally think that the marijuana laws are finally starting to get better. And it's an absolute hypocritical joke because I can still go to 7-Eleven, buy a case of beer, and do what, unfortunately, Sonny did. And that's perfectly acceptable.
It's
Do
good.
you realize?
It's good that you brought Sonny up. So you look at these two young women who are trying to build a career. Meanwhile, we opened up the show with Sonny, who had this iconic career and murdered somebody, right?
Right.
Second-degree murder, but still murder, right?
Yeah.
And these girls are being cancel cultured for, again, fake wrestling against two African-American women who seem like they were okay with it, at least that's our initial thoughts. And then a woman who gets pulled over in a state where you're not allowed to carry marijuana, and you got to show her arrest video.
Right. It's very hypocritical to me. I mean, it's nice that they're finally catching up with the marijuana laws, but, stop it already. I mean, if she was doing an 8-ball of coke and slammed into 3 innocent bicyclists, okay, now we're talking a different situation. But, busting Liv Morgan for pot, just stop it already. All 50 states, that's another government flaw. All 50 states need to get aligned already and cut the hypocrisy out. I've had enough of it. I had to hide most of my life. I had to live my own home life in shame because I smoked pot. Okay? That's bullshit. It's wrong. It never hampered my thinking. Mike, I'm a smart guy. Okay? You also know that I don't get lazy and reach for a box of fucking Twinkies when I smoke. I actually compose and write songs and prepare myself for our shows and get myself ready for interviews that we knock out of the park, okay? I'm not your typical, Cheech and Chong. They're great. I love them, but that was a stereotype. That's all there is to it. It's just like everything else. It's a stereotype, and I hate to see Liv Morgan possibly have any part of her character or her future career damaged over nonsense like this.